Are we live?
Right.
I think so. Hello, is anybody out there? I don't think anybody's here yet, but hi, everybody.
Hello.
If you're going to join us live or if you're watching later, this is nerve-wracking. So we're going to hang out with you guys for a little bit. We're going to see if anybody joins us in a little while. This is pretty much going to be an update video, and if you guys have any questions or things like that, we can always go through them as you guys start coming in. Oh, I see somebody. Hi.
Hello.
That's cool. Yeah, so it's Saturday. We're hanging out in the house. We are probably gonna do some deep cleaning later on.
Whoa. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Hello. TS Nintendo Gamer, Drew, Little Mama Purple, Adriana, La Pretty Chica. How are you doing today? We're good. We're good. We're having a good Saturday. It's a nice day in Las Vegas.
Hello from the Netherlands.
Cool. Thanks for joining us. This is cool. I'm a little nervous though.
Hi, Jessica.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, but this is like our setup for the podcast, and we took off the name. Tell them why we took it off, babe.
So we finally came up with the new name. We should be letting you guys know next week of the new name, and we're also working on a logo.
Well, if you guys didn't watch our first podcast, or you're like, what the heck, you guys are changing your name? Yeah, we're changing our name pretty much because we want to expand and do more things, maybe do merch and just be able to do more with our name. There was like a little, what is it called? Trademark problem with our name. There was somebody that was using it already in a similar form, so we can't use that one anymore. But we've been debating on what name to do for a long time, huh? Yeah, it's hard because we love our name, so it was a little tricky. You guys came up with some good ideas, so we're excited to tell you guys next week. We were also working on like a logo. Yeah, we got.
We're still adding color to it, and like I said, we should be ready to roll out by next week. You guys will know and see the logo.
Yeah. So if we change our name and you guys see like a random name on your subscription feed, please don't unsubscribe. It's gonna be. We'll let you guys know in advance, like when we're gonna change it. But it's really exciting.
Yes. Hi, Vicky. La Vicky.
I see a bunch of like our regular viewers. Hey, it's really cool to see you guys. Joey Smith, hi. So yeah, another thing that we wanted to talk to you guys about is we did get the results for Christian's blood work. And unfortunately, there's not a lot that came out of it, which I figured might not be. The doctor said that everything came back good. So the blood work shows that he's not vitamin deficient. He doesn't have any allergies that they can see. And he doesn't have any like inflammation or anything that shows signs of like arthritis. So she said we're kind of like stuck on what to do because there's nothing that shows up on the blood work. So she can give us a referral to an ortho doctor, but they might not even want to take us on because nothing really indicates that besides him having pain. She said that another option that we can do is have x-rays taken, but another thing is that he moves a lot and that they don't really know where they would even be taking the x-rays because we don't necessarily know exactly where the pain is. So that's really discouraging.
Yeah, well, the good news though is that maybe the last 2-3 nights he's been sleeping all through the night, not waking up. And he does wake up, but not screaming in pain. He just kind of like wakes up and walks around for a few minutes, and he just goes back to bed. Now he wants to come to bed with us.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And he wants to be in the middle between both of us, which is kind of odd because he's never really seeking for like us to hug him and stuff like that. He wants to be right in between both of us.
Yeah, so we'll put him on the side. He's like, nope, he's gonna come right in the middle. But when he does wake up with pain, it seems to be less, like not as aggressive. We haven't had a really, really big one since last Saturday when we went to a birthday party. We kind of had to leave early because he was dealing with a lot of pain. So it is encouraging that it's going down, but we still are dealing with it. And I think I'm gonna try to call in that referral for the ortho that they did give us and see where that takes us. I don't know if you guys are aware that we are trying to change his diet to more gluten-free and dairy-free. That's hard. I don't know if you guys have done that before, but it is easier said than done.
Yeah, it's especially right now how things are getting bought out here and there, so it's a little bit more challenging to look for things. Yeah, I'm sure we're all familiar with what's going on right now, and we're just doing our best to still be on track with Christian. We're doing, like she said, the gluten-free and the dairy-free, and maybe that's what's been helping him.
Always had to deal with pain overall since he turned 3, and we did try to cut out dairy when he initially started showing pain, and that did seem to help. But over the years, we've been kind of like just not having a diet at all, and we've been letting it just be what it is. And we've been encountering it more, and we just feel like they've gotten to the point where they're really, really bad, and they're coming during the day. That like even the doctor's like, well, the growing pains usually are supposed to happen at night only. So the fact that he's having to like take breaks during his therapy session, like at least 5 breaks during that session, just to like like stop that kind of initial pain, it's really scary, because growing pains aren't supposed to happen throughout the day. So hopefully this diet change will help. Like I said, it's extremely hard. Everything has dairy or wheat, everything. And it's like expensive. So if you guys listen to our last podcast, we talk about doing what you can. And if you can't do it because of like expenses, or if it just seems unrealistic, then it might not be something for you. But we really want to give it a go. I don't want to just do it for like a week and be like, yeah, we tried.
Yeah, he does have pretty intense growing pains. Can you guys hear us good? See us good?
I know we didn't even ask. Is everything good?
Can we get a thumbs up if you guys could hear us or see us?
Please. It's so cool seeing everybody here. Hey, Natalie. Hi. Cool, nice. This is our first live, and I don't know why we've never done a live before.
Yeah.
Probably because I'm nervous.
We were going to do a meetup here in Las Vegas with all the local people that watch the channel.
Which I think is just like a handful, but we really want to meet you guys. Our goal would be to like travel the world and meet everybody. That'd be so cool.
Oh, what happened?
We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, so we really want to, we're like, man, we need to do a local meetup. Like, we haven't even met up with like our local subscribers.
How do you guys feel about doing like now that we're doing this podcast thing, like if we invite one of you guys and share your story, would you guys be okay with that? Kind of like
for our podcast?
Yeah. And explain a little bit on how everything started off with you guys.
So your journey, because we talk a lot about our journey, but I think it'd be a really cool thing to have multiple experiences and points of views, and like, just discuss certain things that, are important for us as parents to our children. And so I always talk about how
nice to get a little bit of input of everyone. So
yeah.
That sounds good, right?
Yeah, I would be interested if somebody told me that.
Doro, Melina, that would be cool. Cool idea. Jody Smith, thumbs up.
Yeah, so let's see, what else can we talk about? We're trying to blink.
You guys want to ask us a few questions right now that we're live?
Coffee. Yeah, but like I was saying, it sucks that we couldn't go. I was so excited to go to the meetup, but things come up and we had to reschedule. So yep. Cool. I'm glad that people seem to like that idea. We really want to make that work. Even if they're in like different states and stuff, we might be able to make interviews work with them for our podcast. Huh?
Yep. Yeah, we could probably drive out to see you guys and interview you right there in the spot. Mm-hmm. Interview you. Yeah. Natalie, lovely idea.
Yeah, if we would have had this idea, remember we did our meetup in San Francisco, and Natalie is the person that came and
Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah, we would have been like, can we interview you? Probably. You were awesome, and your little one was really sweet. So if you're interested, Natalie, let us know.
Just yes, hola from Orlando, Florida.
That would be an awesome learning school for me. I'm a social worker, and all of your stories help me to be a better social worker. I work only with kids on the spectrum. Oh, that's cool. See, that's a perspective that I would be interested in listening to. A social worker.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Nice.
So, has everyone here been following the channel for a while, or did you guys just happen to? I wonder how you guys came across the channel.
Give me a second. I'm gonna go see if I find Christian, because he's around hanging out, so he can say hi real quick.
Okay.
You're like, don't leave
me. Too much to handle. Yes, I've been here for a while. You all are sweet family. Love meeting you. Thank you, Natalie. Hello from the Bay Area. Been following you guys for a while. I am a speech therapist working in early intervention and clinic settings.
You gotta look at the camera, Mama. Say hi.
Say hi, baby.
Hi.
Christian, can you say hi, Papa? Say hi.
Look. Hi. That's a good way, Christian. Do you want to sit down with Haiti?
Here, sit right here, Mama.
All right. We got the stars of the show here. He's having a good day today. Just hanging out. Let's see, why didn't does Christian react to the children his age? That's a good question. So Christian, well, hang on. Do you want to answer this, Christian?
How does Christian react to other children that his age that have autism? How does he react?
Like socially, he kind of doesn't do a lot of peer play or joint play, but he is doing a lot more of like being aware of the kids around him. Back then, he wouldn't even be aware of, like, oh, there's kids here. It didn't seem like he was interested. Now, a lot of kids are interested in him, like when they go to ABA together, and he seems to like look at them now like, oh, what are you doing here?
Yeah, he's a little bit more interested of what they're doing, what they're playing with, because he does like similar toys that they play with. But they do play in different ways.
Yeah. They're at least, because there's a lot of kiddos that don't tolerate other kids being around them. And Christian has never really been like that. He just doesn't like to play with them. So now we're at a point where he's kind of like aware of them. So it's moving up. So that's good.
Toro Medina, I found your channel because my son is the same age as yours. He's 5 right now, and he is nonverbal. Identified a lot with you guys. Oh, thank you.
QT Diamond? See? I came from Fathering Autism. They mentioned you, if I remember correctly. Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, they did mention us very quickly in a video, and we did get a lot of new subscribers from that, and that was awesome to see a bunch of people that we didn't have before were just finding us. So that was awesome.
Go ahead, Mama. Read this one here, down here.
I love how honest.
Yes.
Honest. You guys are. Your channel has helped me a lot.
Oh, thank you, Vicky. That means a lot.
I follow your channel for a while. My son is 6 years old, and he is in the spectrum. That's awesome. Christian just turned 6. If you guys have followed us for a while, do you guys remember when he was 3? Like, he has grown in front of you guys, and he's like this tall. He's about to pass me. He's gonna be a big kid.
Yeah, he's pretty big. When I look back at the videos, it warms my heart that we're kind of like storing all these memories onto the channel.
A lot of times, like once a year at least, we'll sit down and binge watch like all our vlogs, not necessarily the sit downs, because but like our memories when we go to Seattle or when we go on trips or even like daily life, we always go back and be like, oh yeah, I remember that day. That was so much fun. Or, oh yeah, I remember. I forgot we had that struggle. So it's really cool to have those memories.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about doing a video in Spanish? Un video en español. No sé si todos hablan español, o no todos no hablan español, pero...
A few.
¿Les gustaría un video en español?
Let's see. Christian's always staying fresh with his haircuts. How's he doing? He just got a haircut on Friday, actually. So he did good because I wasn't there.
Yeah, he did.
I found your channel one day because I was recommended a channel by YouTube. Oh, cool, Jody. I've seen you for a while. Thanks for the support. Both of my boys were diagnosed with autism. My first one is nonverbal, so my husband was on board on understanding his needs. But now my second one is verbal, and my husband doesn't understand his autism. Oh, that's definitely a struggle. I think to understand every individual's differences. Like I think when you have a nonverbal child, it's a little bit easier as a parent to be like, oh, well, like he doesn't communicate, so there might be this and that. And it's harder for parents to realize like when their kids are verbal, they still face struggles, like it's just different struggles. So it sucks that you're going through that, but I think with time, that time to try to process things, I think the processing time is sometimes a little bit longer than we think it would be for everybody. I think your daughter is so great with Lucy, and she really is. She's amazing. We're actually our next podcast episode is gonna be about siblings with autism. So it's going to be about Haiti and their relationship and how it's growing. I feel like their relationship is kind of like, their bond is better.
They're hanging out a little bit more.
Yeah, she understands him a little bit more, and he always seeks her out. Like he has the biggest smile whenever they're together.
What is it? Shavana. I follow you. I love your family. I was waiting for your videos.
Thank you. That's so cool.
We honestly didn't know if people were even gonna join.
I know. So thank you for coming. Yeah. We're like, we'll try and see if we do a live. I think we've been literally saying this since last December. Not even last, the one before that.
Yeah. You guys want to ask us any other questions? Maybe we're gonna close it down like in 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, love it. I found you guys when looking for potty training tips. Love how you guys are a strong Latino family. The love you have for your kids shows. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, potty training, man. That's a struggle. I don't know if you guys are aware, we have a Patreon, and I try to do more like if your kiddo is scared of going into the bathroom, you should try this. If once they are okay with that, you can try just having them sit down. So more, generalized and smaller clips. And let me know if you guys are still interested in that. I could also do something for YouTube, but I do have quite a few potty training videos out there already. I don't know, are some of you guys dealing with potty training struggles right now? Vanessa, hey, so excited you guys are doing a live chat. We're excited too. We're pumped.
I'm nervous.
I'm super nervous. I'm just kidding.
I'm just turning. I'm sorry, guys. I feel nervous right now. I just feel nervous. and it doesn't help that I just had like 2 cups of coffee before.
And no breakfast.
Yeah.
I found your channel when my first one was diagnosed, and I wanted a point of view of a Hispanic family because this is a difficult situation within the Hispanic family. Yeah, I agree. I think we could probably do even more stuff about that because it is different, and a lot of in the Hispanic community it's kind of hard to talk about struggles, or you kind of try to put a Band-Aid on it and not necessarily. It's kind of like the elephant in the room, but nobody wants to talk about it in a way, like the extended family, because at least our immediate family, it's been awesome. They've always been awesome.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of times it's not the case for everybody. Like even the immediate family has a difficulty understanding what autism is. Yeah, some people think that because an adult with autism can use the internet, they aren't that vulnerable. Oh no, yeah, I agree. Some people don't realize just because they might not present like that they have a disability that they still struggle with a lot of things. So I understand that.
I just finished dinner.
Wow. We're way different time zone. I think it will be great if you guys do a Spanish video on specifically on Hugo's perspective as a father, because my husband struggles a lot to accept his diagnosis. Yeah, there was a when we just started Dad Speaks, he did a really good video about how he felt when Christian got the diagnosis and how we've been evolving as parents to try to understand better. And definitely you can do a Spanish one. I think we were thinking about doing a Spanish podcast. We did like a little bit of a tester, and we're like, okay, our Spanish sounds okay, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, it's more like Spanglish. We do our best to speak.
I think we're just hard on ourselves. I thought you sounded pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe it's just me.
Yeah, but so if we do a video in Spanish, forgive our Spanish.
Yes.
We should be practicing it a lot more.
And if you guys don't necessarily speak Spanish, but that somebody might benefit from it, definitely please share it when we do it, because we want to reach as many people that we can that can benefit from understanding autism a little bit more, like with our point of view.
Yeah.
How's it different in the Hispanic community? I think we said it. Just kind of sometimes maybe the older generation seems to not necessarily want to talk about it. So it's kind of like if you don't talk about it, it doesn't exist in a way. And that's not everybody. I think a lot of Latinos are very open to, maybe at first not understanding what the diagnosis is, but then they go head on and like, I want to learn, I want to do this, tell me about this. My mom and my dad, they really are invested, and your aunt and uncle, everybody's invested in like, how can we help them? You know, and sometimes like the diet stuff, I feel like they might be like, oh, you know, like it's just milk, like a little bit of rice won't kill anybody. But
I do it.
Yeah. Oh my God, we always, and then he went to, kind of jumping back and forth, I'm sorry, but he went to the Sprouts. And I was like, oh, can you try to look for some gluten-free, dairy-free?
You're going to tell them this?
Yeah, we never know. And he tried so hard, but man, you take like, if you were to go grocery shopping for 20 minutes, the average, and then you go grocery shopping and you're looking at the ingredient list for certain things to not have dairy or gluten, it literally takes you like an hour. Like it adds up like double the time on that. And it sucks because he was so happy. He's like, I got cookies for Christian, you know, they're dairy free, gluten free. And then I go on in the cabinet and
they're dairy free.
That's true. Yeah. But it has to be gluten free too. So he's like, I don't know.
So she said, did you get these cookies? And I said, yeah. And then she's all like, you know they're not gluten free, right? I was like, but they're dairy free.
It's hard. It's hard. And then sometimes, but like Hugo said, we're just trying to like do our best, and slowly but surely we can get there. But like I said, I mean, his blood work doesn't show an allergy, but we're gonna go ahead and give it a go just to make sure, you know, we're doing our best that we can to help him. Even
it could probably help him
with other things,
understanding or reaching his goals.
Or if he is having like a bunch of stomach aches because we're just overly giving him all this dairy and wheat and things like that, then it could just help him feel better. So we'll see.
Yeah, I know when we were out in San Francisco, when Natalie met us up, she said she was trying that diet with her son. Yeah, Natalie, if you're still there, how's that going for you? You still doing that dairy-free, gluten-free diet?
Yeah, I think you said you were just starting it out too. So, yeah.
Jesse S. Yes, Spanish video would be good for the ones who not understand. Okay, we'll work on it.
Oh yes, I saw all your potty training videos, and one thing that you said was we have to be consistent, but my first one was terrified of the potty and my second was ready, and I was just not consistent. Oh, I understand, man. We have been trying since Christian turned 3, you know, and that was with ABA helping us. At that point, he was in pre-K, so they were doing what they could as well, and we were doing what we could, and it was hard to stay consistent, to take him every 20 minutes to make sure, and then making sure. I think it was more of like, as parents, like the worry of him being in underwear was really high, that we had to do, like, let's say we were cleaning or we were outside or we were doing whatever we were busy with, and the fact that you knew at any point he could have a potty accident. And number one is okay, but like the fact that you're like, he hasn't gone to have a bowel movement in like 2 hours. Oh no, it was just always there. So it's mentally exhausting. And I feel like you shouldn't feel the pressure of like or like you need to do this at a certain time. I think it's just whatever works for your family. We talk about whatever makes sense as a family, what you can do in that moment, because I feel like we weren't ready for a while. And you'll see some of our videos, like I have like diaries of like, okay, I took him at this many times and he still was struggling, and like today wasn't a good day, but it happened. You know, it just took 3 years, 2 years, but it happened. You know, it'll happen as long as you really put your effort when you can, when you know that they're ready. And if they are scared of the potty, I really recommend, because you're not going to get anywhere as long as they're scared. So not even focusing on going, but focusing on making the bathroom not a scary place. So if they love music and you guys are dancing in the living room, try like dancing into the bathroom really quickly, and then like, oh, we're out, you know, like before you get scared, just like, oh, you did it, you know, you went in here, really cool. And then once they're okay with like even being in there, maybe you could do like a story time in there, just sitting on the floor or even near the bathroom door, so that they start being okay with like the proximity of getting closer to the toilet, because the toilet is really scary for kids, you know. They feel out of balance.
I remember as a kid, I was afraid of flushing the toilet.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah.
But hey to Walkie Williams. But right now that you said having accidents, oh my God. Should we tell them what happened last weekend?
Didn't tell them. Sometimes I'll record like just like little moments of like our day, and then some things make the cut and other things don't. But yeah, oh my God.
Okay, I'll tell you.
He's potty trained, but we still have moments where things happen.
Yeah, it's very rare when he has an accident, but this one was not really his fault. So what happened was we went to the mountains on last Saturday, and I took Christian to the restroom because when we're out in public, I take him. Well, we do our best to take him like every other hour or every.
Sometimes like if he's been drinking a lot of Gatorade, like every 20 minutes.
Yeah, so we kind of measure things out. And
it could either be annoyed or it could lead to more pain, so we're always trying to figure it out.
Yeah, well, and there was also we went with a group of friends and they took their dirt bikes and their quads, so it was making a lot of noises.
There was a lot that it could have been.
Yeah, so I went back maybe like after 30 minutes. I had taken to the restroom. We were climbing some rocks, just walking around. We came back down and I see Christian. He's kind of like doing that gesture like when he needs to go number 2.
And a lot of times the funny thing is that he won't even want to do it in the underwear. He'll start trying to pull down his underwear and pants. And I think either he was squatting down or he was trying to take off his underwear.
He was pretending like to bust a squat. And I said, "No, Christian." And
I'm already walking far and I'm like,
and there was some bushes, so I kind of took him near the bushes and I pull his pants down and he starts pooping. And then
he's like, "Help!"
and she didn't know what was going on. And then I yelled out, "Babe!" And then she comes over. She's all like, "Oh my God!"
And Christina's just like right there, like, "What?"
And I said, "I think I saved it though. I just."
And wipes, and we had to
hand sanitizing.
It was a mess. So like potty accidents still happen randomly, maybe like once every other month. Like it's very sporadic, but he's still a little kid. And sometimes I'm like, should he wear pull-ups like when we're going out into like the wilderness? And he was like, no, we just have to like, we need to bring 3 months happen and then we leave the bag at home and we feel comfortable and then it happens again.
Yeah, but
or even just for when he gets dirty, because he gets dirty a lot.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad. That
was a wake-up call for us. Like, we need to have that
extra clothes. Yeah,
at all times.
Yeah.
That was the end of the story.
I have to admit the gluten-free was tough. We have taken a break, but he is still dairy-free. I feel you, man, that gluten. And then a lot of times, like what I'm trying to do with the whole diet is keeping the foods that he already is happy with or that he's been eating and just converting it to like gluten-free and dairy-free, which is easy, but the texture or the way that it is hard to recreate the way that it's supposed to be. So sopitas that he loves, like soups, for some reason it gets like mushier and he doesn't like that mushiness. So I have to try to like adjust how long I leave it and things like that. So I feel you, it's hard. Dairy-free, it's easy for us because he already drinks almond milk. A lot of things that I feel like dairy-free is a lot more it's in stores more than like gluten-free. Right? Yeah.
And if you want to do like cookies and stuff like that, you just substitute it with almond milk.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it works out.
Drew, does he still wear pull-ups or fully potty trained?
He's fully potty trained.
But the problem is that when we're out in public, he does not let us know.
A little bit better though.
Yeah, but so that's why it's up to us to take him every hour.
And a lot of times when we're not sure if he needs to go, because sometimes he doesn't want to go and he gets frustrated. Like if he's having a good time, we'll have him show us on like the phone. We give him a picture of the toilet and he'll tap on it most of the time if he does need to go. And if he's like indifferent and it's like trying to like not look at it, and we're like, all right, you don't have to go.
And another thing is we read his body language and he somewhat lets us know like if he starts to do that jump, then he needs to go number 1. And he does hold it because there's been times where here at the house, he knows where the restrooms are. He'll check one restroom, and if it's busy, he'll go to the other restroom. And
then if he really needs to go, he'll get mad and like knock out, like hit the door.
He'll start like hitting on the door, like I need to go in.
So it is not wanting any food, and you're like freaking out because they need to eat, of course. And yeah, I feel you. And a lot of kids are very, very, very picky. I feel like Christian is picky, but like compared to other kiddos, he's not that picky. So for sure, I'd probably cave and give in on foods if he's not eating, huh?
Yeah.
I still feel there still needs to be more acceptance of autism awareness. Yeah, I agree. We can still do a lot in bringing more awareness, which is what we're trying to do too, spread more awareness of like real life and not just like the really hard stuff, but like, life itself, how it really is.
Yeah, we just being very optimistic about things, and this is just who we are. This is our energy, like everyday energy. We're not trying to put up a face or anything. And this is how we really are every day. Maybe a little bit more silly, sometimes, but
yeah, we still get it. I think it's understandable when you have frustrating moments, you know, like because nobody's always positive, and there's moments that are hard, and you're like, all right, you have to like stay neutral, stay like it's not anybody's fault, you know, but it's okay to be like, babe, tap in, because I'm right here already, and you're still down here, so like you can tap in, or me when I could tell that you're getting a little bit frustrated, I'm like, all right, you know, like, I got it. So it's good to take turns.
Kind of like let's say that Christian maybe spilled something, and then Haiti later on does something. With Christian, you have the patience, but with Haiti, and then when I see you kind of like raise your voice a little bit, like I'll be like, babe, I'll take care of it, you know, and she'll do the same.
Because it's hard when you have this like only this much tolerance, and you're like your frustration tolerance, and then you know Christian does this, Christian does this, and Christian does this, and then Haiti, the first thing she does, and we're already reached our limit, and we're like. And that's what we have to work on. And we talk about that in the podcast too, that we're gonna put up tomorrow. So
I wonder how many people watches that have more than one kid.
So siblings.
Yeah, like one model for him, and she's great. She's awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely still there's people out there that are not very friendly, and it just makes you feel like, dang, people really say like crazy stuff, and it's to the point where it's like so horrible that it's like, nah, you just I don't even want to. It's not. I'm not gonna look at it. You know. You just have to kind
of. Just like don't worry about it.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, why I say I want to do like potty videos and for like my Patreon people is because you never know in the web. There's some crazy people out there. You know, and I want to give information, but I want to be respectful of my kids and privacy and. You know, just respect in general. So a lot of times what I'm going to do now for potty training videos is, you know, just talk about it, not necessarily demonstrate anything, because like I said, being on here for, I guess, almost 3 years, it really opens your eyes to like some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Some weird stuff. So yeah, this has been really cool.
So we'll let you guys know next week.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 kids. My oldest, she's 10. My youngest just turned 3, and he went from having moderate to severe to having severe autism with having therapies. Oh, yeah. A lot of times, I don't know.
You know, I've seen Williams come in and be leaving
she's
likes and all that stuff a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your support. Yeah, a lot of times it's difficult with like finding the right help. You know, like with, I don't know if I've ever talked about it, but with my kids, you know, we really focus on like the RBT or the OT therapist or speech, like that there's like a friendship and a respect, and not just like work, right?
Yeah.
So when we had ABA in home, we make sure to like kind of like keep an eye and like how the vibe was, and if Christian was in a good mood most of the time. Like if you have to do work, then I understand like when you're getting frustrated and stuff like that. But if you're constantly frustrated that you see your therapist come in, if you're constantly crying, or like you were in a good mood and then you see the therapist and you're like, you know, then there's something wrong, you know, like.
Sorry. Christians had like 4 RBTs, and from those 4, there was one that we had to get a hold of the center and let them know
that we didn't want her.
We need to get her switched out.
And it wasn't necessarily anything horrible that she did. It was just the vibe wasn't there, and I feel like her frustration was a little bit low. Yeah. Or frustration tolerance was not what it should have been as a behavior therapist.
The energy that she was bringing out was an energy that Christian was not feeling.
Yeah, or whatever, you know, if she was frustrated, if you're frustrated working with your kiddo is going to be frustrated with you. The first thing that you learn as a behavior therapist is you have to build rapport. You have to be what your client wants to work for, like that they want to play with you and they want to be with you, that they'll, you know, do certain things for you. Like when you're playing, I feel like as therapy, the best way to learn is having having fun, you know, making the environment fun, making it engaging, and not just being like at the table or not just doing work, because that's, you know, nobody wants to work like that. Even if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're just at the desk, you know, you're going to be like, oh, this is so boring. So it's about making it fun. And if you're not making it fun, and if you see that your kiddo is not having a good time or just always crying, then you definitely have to, you know, think about it, discuss it, see your alternatives, because nobody learns in a bad environment.
Yeah, the therapist has to make it fun, because there's some kids that go to school, go to maybe 2 other therapies, and that's a lot of work for the kids. So if they see the therapy as extra work, then they're probably going to have a meltdown or not just be happy because it's something that they're constantly doing, and like when do they get a break? They need a break as well. So it's always best to have that therapist make it as fun as much as they can.
Vanessa, that's so cool that you're starting your blog and representing for the Latino community. That's awesome. I love seeing when other families are, wanting to share their experiences and doing, YouTube or IG. It's really good to see everybody's perspective. So that's awesome. I'll go ahead and try to find you. Or let QT Damien, I think. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Yeah, like you have to have a good environment. Like I work with kids, I work as an RBT. I don't know if you guys are aware, but like the main thing that we do is like if there is ever a time where the kiddo is just not engaging with you as much, you've got to step away from like that work environment that you're trying to, like the targets that you're hitting, and get that trust and get that like momentum of you being fun for them back. You have to build rapport however long it takes, like because when you're working and you're doing certain things, like you still have to be likable, you still have to engage and then have to engage with you. So definitely the negative environment, that's a no. Oh, that's awesome.
Williams, you're welcome. If it wasn't for you, wouldn't have gotten my son evaluated. Wow, that means a lot. Thank you.
Washington is so behind when it comes to ABA. Have you heard anything about this state in your job field? Not really. I know that in general, ABA like centers and therapy and things is expanding. Like where I work, there's like in Colorado and New Mexico and here, so it's definitely expanding, and hopefully it expands more, because it's hard, because if you have RBTs but you don't have enough BCBAs to be like the center of it, because they're the ones that implement they're the ones that make the behavior plan, then you can have more kids, because it's like let's say you have 5 BCBAs and you have these many kids waiting, like those 5 BCBAs can't work with all those kids, so you need more BCBAs, if that makes sense.
So it's more of a shortage.
A shortage of BCBAs, yeah. I feel like, because that's where you need your masters and you have to have all this time and training. And I don't know, like my son's RBT, he actually passed his BCBA, so we're really excited. And the next move would probably be for him to become his BCBA. So changes are coming. Yeah.
Excited with that, because he is very
awesome and happy. Yeah. And Christian loves him. And he's had other RBTs that he loves. Like we've had really good RBTs. We've been really blessed. The thing that sucks about having RBTs that are good is in this field, they always move around. Yeah. There's always going to be changes to this. So expect that. One of my things that I would like to say, if you're starting ABA or something like that, is you have to be okay with changes, because there's always going to be changes in this field. I feel like I would never leave my clients, so I'm like, no, I want to stay here forever. Yeah. Thank you guys for staying with us for a long time. Though this was really fun. We hope to do it again. Minutes. Oh wow, dang, that time flies. Yeah. We hope to do this again soon. And sorry if we were a little bit awkward in the beginning. We kind of tried to loosen up a little bit, and we'll try to be less awkward in the beginning for next one, which we'll try to do, right?
Yeah. Send us a message if you guys would like to be in a video. Maybe we could do like a like over the experience, yeah. And if you guys give us the okay to share it with everyone. Mm-hmm. Next week, like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna let you guys know of our new name. And we're working on the final touches on the logo, so that we have something that.
Yeah, we're so excited.
That we have big news coming up. Yeah. We're very excited, and I want to thank everyone that's been supporting us for a while, and the new guys. Thank you. It really means a lot. Hearing awesome comments like. If it wasn't for you, we would have gotten my son evaluated. That means a lot. It really means a lot, because we're living it ourselves. Mm-hmm. And stuff like this really touches our hearts.
Yeah.
And we just know that at least we're someone making us a difference, and
even just connecting, even because you don't want to feel alone.
Yeah, because we all have questions. We all sometimes feel sad or whatever it is, and if you find comfort in the channel, just want to say thank you for
you guys, and we'll see you guys real soon. Bye.